So the best day we spent in Holbox,
was our worst day.
Yeah, it was the best day. It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times. Welcome to Vibe Living Travel, where we help families move farther, travel smarter, and love harder. Subscribe for life-changing trips, money-saving tips, and lots of fun along the way.
Hi from the ocean floor,
Montreal.
From Briar Island. Hola.
Hola.
We are back. We're here in Mérida, Mexico, and we are staying in the Santiago neighborhood. It's a lovely, lovely place. You'll hear all about it in our next video, but this video is actually going to be talking about our trip to Isla Holbox. Now, Holbox is an island which is north of Chiquila, Mexico, and it is pretty remote. There's no cars on the island. So we took a bus from Playa del Carmen, which that was we got down there pretty early to the bus station, and the bus was actually an hour later than what it said on my ticket.
Right.
And so that was a little hot because their bus stations don't have, they're not air conditioned. They're kind of open air.
We did find a McDonald's there, though, that had some air conditioning, and it's a very, very different menu that we've noticed. Obviously, we're in different places, so they wouldn't have the exact same menu, but it was a pleasant surprise, the stuff that we got to try there. So that was really cool. And they had air conditioning, so that helped.
Yeah, because it is warm, and that's been one of the things that's been a little bit of a challenge, especially for our little one. She's just one of these kids that I don't want to say complain. She points out all of her discomfort. Yes, she will share with everybody when she is uncomfortable. So that has been something we've been dealing with. But anyway, so we get on the bus. We took the ADO again. The ADO is wonderful. It's such an easy thing. They're air conditioned.
How long was this bus ride?
It was only 2 hours.
Okay.
So it was not long. And so you take the bus from Playa del Carmen to Chiquila, which Chiquila is just like a very tiny little town right on the Gulf in the northern part of the Yucatan. And so it was raining pretty torrentially when we were in this whole process. So we get off the bus in Chiquila, and we had to walk to the ferry, which was about 2 blocks. It wasn't very far, but it was raining.
Torrential rain.
And so we were soaking wet by that time. And at that point, we were just like, we don't even care.
Right. The girls were playing in it. It was really fun.
It was. They were playing hopscotch in the rain.
And we met a few people. We met this young lady, because I have 6 children. And she has 8 children, all 14 and under. And she was telling us about that and the type of work that she does and the traveling that she does, and her base, or she chooses for her home base. Where did she say she stayed on a regular basis? Do you remember?
I can't remember, but somewhere in the Yucatan or Colombia. She goes to Colombia too.
Yeah. So,
but she stays in hostels because she's just a solo female traveler. And then when she gets work back in the States, she goes back for her contract time, and then she takes off again.
So that was really cool. It's always good to meet different people and learn different experiences. And that's part of why we're doing this as well. But it was a really interesting experience, and then we got on the ferry.
Yep.
To go over to the island.
It was nice because when I was in the bus station in Playa, the lady was like, "Do you want to just buy your ferry tickets now? Because we know that's where you're going." Basically, like if you're going to Chiquila, you're going to Holbox. That's like the main reason people go. And so that was easy. And what you buy. You buy your round trip tickets, and you can use them basically anytime within a 3-month period. It's not like a specific day or time. It's just you have 3 months to use them. And so I was able to buy them there. And so we were all set to go. So we get on the ferry. The ferry ride was about 20 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah. And so one thing that was nice was that our place in Holbox, we stayed in Punta Cocos, which is in hindsight was a little remote, but the concierge at our place was amazing.
Yes.
And so she recommended a cab driver, well, golf cart cab.
Yes.
Okay. And so I was able to text the cab driver while we were on the ferry through WhatsApp and get her to come and meet us so that we could have a ride ready and waiting, somebody that we knew where the place was and everything like that. So that was really, really great. That was just the beginning of the level of service that we got from
Yes.
the place that we stayed. So we get onto Isla Holbox and it's still raining. And mind you, there's no paved roads. This is very rustic island.
Yes, no water drainage system.
Yes. So there's just like, it's just like puddles kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I think we were expecting it, but not expecting
At that
it.
level, we weren't expecting
and
it.
so we get the cab ride out to Punta Cocos. So there's like the main town of Holbox. And then we went west all the way basically to the end of the island where they have this bioluminescence where that's really popular out that way. But it's very remote. Like there was not really a lot of businesses, there was just not a lot out there.
Right.
But our place was lovely. The one thing was it was a studio, so it was a little small for us. It was in a beautiful, it was like right on the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, so there were things about it that were really, really great, and then things about it that were a big adjustment for us.
Yes.
And
Like the critters.
yeah, there was iguanas just all over the place. The mosquitoes were on another level.
Yes.
We were basically even Anna, our cab driver, was like, get ready because we're about to go into mosquito zone. And I don't think that any of us were ready. We were like, it was major. And it was because there was so much, standing water and things like that. And
Definitely a breeding ground for
oh
mosquitoes.
my God, it was so bad. We had to go get, there was a little tienda, a little store right by us that we were able to walk to, but not without walking through big
We had
puddles.
to wade through some puddles.
Yeah, and so we walked down there. We got some mosquito spray. We got a few just basic groceries that they had. I think we got some ham, bread, cheese.
Some
just
eggs,
some really basic stuff. Beans.
Yeah.
And so that way we could have at least a few things to cook, and then but even going into town. And getting groceries, the grocery stores were still what I would consider a party store.
Right.
You know what I mean? They weren't like a big
supermarket or anything
nothing
like that.
like that. So it was still very kind of limited as far as that goes. But we did go into Holbox a few days, but mostly we stayed kind of at our place.
There was a pool, we were right
course.
around the corner from the Gulf.
Yep, we could walk out and walk down this little covered trail and be right out on our own, basically private beach.
Yeah. I think we only saw one or two people there that was staying across the hall from us. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we pretty much had the beach to ourselves.
Yeah, which was awesome because
Yes.
it was so beautiful. Holbox's beaches, it's like on a huge sandbar, so it's just shallow and gorgeous out you can walk out and be
And it was
still
good for
fine.
our little Emmy because, she's the shortest of the bunch. You didn't have to worry about her getting over her head or anything like that. It was such an awesome experience.
It was nice. And it was really our first time that we actually swam in the Gulf of Mexico.
And
it was nice and cool, too, because it was hot. Thankfully, though, we had that first day of rain. But the rain really didn't.
It didn't rain as much after that.
It did not. And so things actually started by the end of the week. We were only there a week. But things started to kind of dry out. So it was close quarters.
Yes.
And by the end of the week, we were feeling
Sick of
the
each other.
close quarterness of it. Also, we didn't have a lot of places to put stuff, and so it was kind of just never we could never get it clean and organized. It was just always kind of our stuff was always everywhere, and so that was difficult. And then there wasn't a real stove or anything. It was just kind of two burners, and they were not. You couldn't really fit a lot of in them. So the whole thing was just very, it was a little bit difficult, I would say. The girls did not like that stay. Holbox and a little bike if we need it. It is small, but we like it, and it is steps from the beach, which we also like. And yeah, so little kitchen, and we're gonna go. There's everybody hiding in the hallway.
You see the lizard?
Another one at the end of the thing before I go take this trash over here.
Guys, that got deeper.
Well, yeah, if it rains, it gets deep.
I think he lives underneath there, and then he comes out sometimes.
The life. We are lounging here in Mexico. We just swam in the Gulf of Mexico. You know, screw what everybody else is trying to call it. Gulf of Mexico. Honor, respect. Amazing. Water was great, clear. The beach, it was just us and another couple swimming. I am so happy about these experiences and the decision that we made to take off. The one part that was really good is when we went to the rooftop restaurant.
Oh yeah, that was
It
beautiful.
was dark, so that was kind of a challenge because there's not really many street lights or anything there. You know, so we used our phone lights to kind of walk around.
And we did
stuff.
find after a while that the people have found that there's little. You don't have to walk into the big puddles. There's actually like little kind of trails to the side. And so we were able to find a lot of those that would avoid the big puddles. But we met these people. We met a couple from the Netherlands at that rooftop restaurant. We saw the most beautiful sunset, and we had wonderful food, and it was great. It was such a
I would
great
not have wanted to be the
experience.
server there because the kitchen was like 4 stories below the restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, so
that kid was running up all the way up and down and up and down. But I got fish tacos there. I think you got a burger.
I did.
Elena got a burger. And Elena has been a challenge because she does not really like Mexican food. She's just kind of a picky eater in general.
I don't think she's tried it enough to say whether she likes it or not. She just won't try it.
Yeah, that's been a little bit of a challenge for us.
She does know how to boil some eggs to either make egg salad.
She's gotten quite efficient with her cooking and learning how to make things for herself.
Thank you.
Because she just did it. That didn't feel like a 7 minutes.
So the best day we spent in Holbox,
Was our worst day.
yeah, it was the best day. It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times. So we went down on a Friday. We were leaving that Sunday. We went down. We decided we're going to go explore the city, the town, the village, the whatever. And so we got our cab, and I'm like, I have to get cash out anyway because a lot of the stores and things like that, they take cash, and especially like street vendors and things like that. So.
Yeah.
So we went to the ATM. First ATM we go to was out of service. So we were like, oh, maybe it's just like an isolated thing. So the second ATM we go to, literally the moment it was supposed to be dispensing the cash, the entire thing shut down because of a not just island-wide, a statewide and peninsula-wide power outage. And so it was like a big thing. It was like millions of people were without power. And so we were kind of stuck. Like we just didn't know what to do. We had no internet.
We didn't have enough cash to kind of get back to our place.
Yes. And so I was like, I'm not going to waste the 200 pesos either on the cab ride to just go ride back. So we kind of just went down and just sat in the park.
Yeah. And we couldn't call the cab anyway. I mean, we wanted to continue to use the person that we were using.
Right.
So, I mean, there were cabs available, but we just didn't, we
didn't want to spend the money to getting back because then we wouldn't have the money to get back. And so it was just a whole thing.
That was our worst part.
It was. And so we were just sitting in the park.
It was hot.
Hot. Oh my gosh. We were like sweating and the girls were like laying down on the picnic tables and we were just like, what are we going to do? So I'm like, okay, let's walk down to the beach. Okay. Because if we're closer to the ocean, then maybe we can, get a breeze or something going here.
Right.
So, but we went down and it was this beautiful area in Holbox that had all of these beach clubs and all of these little like shops and restaurants and just hotels and just different things. It was very, very beautiful. And so we were kind of walking and we didn't really know like what to do. Basically, we were like, what? I don't know. We had cards obviously, but the internet was down. So we were walking and this guy calls us in to the beach club. And we're like, well, we might as well. And so we go and we sit down and we're like, I hope, their card machine's working, or I have this little amount of cash that we can, and we ordered some ceviche and some drinks.
Good.
It was so delicious.
So fresh.
So in the midst of that, I think the power came back on.
And then we got to thinking, hey, what if that dispenses our money?
Yes. So I got on the line real quick and I realized it did actually take it out of our account. And so Isaac and Elena go and run back to the ATM to see.
Hopefully catch it.
Yeah. No such luck.
So we blessed someone.
Yep. Somebody got,
and that's the best way to look at it.
2,000 pesos.
Yeah,
from us.
they needed it, and it's a blessing for us, to pay it forward and just accept the fact that, some lessons are costly.
Yeah, that's very true. So, but we were able to go and we had some churros, we had some other food around. We watched the most beautiful sunset there from the beach.
Yes.
There was another performer there who was doing a traditional Mayan dance that we were able to get some good footage of.
And it's just so cool to see stuff like that. People are so appreciative. But the dancing, the native dancing was amazing. The performances and things that they were doing, it was so cool.
Started as a really rough, hot day, actually turned into what I would say was our best day there.
Yes.
We just had we enjoyed so much of that little downtown area right there, and we really got to feel what Holbox really was about and had to offer, and despite everything. What?
Cry like that, baby.
Why is that?
Hurt. Lena, why are you all buying the chips? You're just like.
Let's go sit for a minute.
funny little fella?
Look at the sunset. So now we're here in Merida. We're going to talk about that, how the experience has been here in our next video. But highly recommend if you've never been to Isla Holbox. It is absolutely beautiful.
It is.
I
People
would
are
definitely
amazing.
stay closer to the town center just because it's more walkable and easier to just get to things than having to take
And
a
there was a
cab.
bunch of dogs around.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but
Mexico's
not
full of dogs.
aggressive. You know, they weren't aggressive dogs. They just was hanging out, dealing with the heat, just like the rest of us. But I just noticed, you know, that there was just quite a few dogs, really cool looking dogs. You know, like the one, what's the movie? The dog Coco. Where we saw a dog that
I
looked
think they're
just like
called
that,
Zolos.
and that was
They're
a really
very
cool looking
old.
dog.
Yeah, they're very like an ancient breed of dog in Mexico.
Cats, but we'll see you on our next time. But if you like our adventures, you know, subscribe, like, share, and if you have any input or suggestions, we would love to have it down in, or any questions, please let us know.
Take care, guys. Adios.
Adios.